Hi, I'm Bob Hasegawa, your state senator from the 11th Legislative District, to give you a quick update on what's going on here in Olympia. So we're a few weeks into this new legislative session. It started off a little bit slow, but it's really picking up steam now. We've got over 500 bills now that have been filed thus far. I think that I've probably filed my fair share of that number of bills. I have a list of them. This is how I track the progress of a lot of the bills on the board behind me. I guess what we can say about this session so far is that we live in very interesting times. We are in a virtual tie now in the Washington State Senate as a result of the recent presidential election, and some of our Republican members here in the Senate are taking offers of work in Washington, D.C. So as a result of that, we are in a tie, which means that things aren't really going to be moving very fastly until that tie is resolved one way or the other. So we're doing most of our work in committees, and which is fine with me because that's how I can get hearings on my bills and keep them moving. One of the bills that I want to draw particular attention to you is my bill to create a publicly owned State Bank of Washington. So if you're not familiar with this concept, and I've talked about it before, but basically when the state collects all of our tax revenue that you and I pay for when we buy a candy bar or a car or whatever it is, the sales tax, property tax, B&O tax, all of that, the state has to have a bank account. So the state of Washington's bank account is at the Bank of America. So in my bill, I'm saying that we have a better use for our resources. Why don't we create our own publicly owned bank, owned by us, the taxpayers, and then we can keep our tax money in Washington State and working for Washington State. Right now, if we want to, say, build a school or whatever, we have to sell bonds, i.e. borrow money from Wall Street in order to build that school. So if we sell, say, $1 billion worth of bonds to build a bunch of schools and water and sewer systems around the state, that $1 billion that we're borrowing eventually will cost us about $2 billion over the next 25 to 30 years while we pay that bond off. Doesn't it make a lot more sense to borrow money from ourselves? We could borrow it from ourselves at a lower rate, and we still keep that money in Washington State to, we'll be repaying ourselves rather than paying profit to Wall Street. And in doing so, we can build our own internal capacity. So as this bank grows over the years, our children and grandchildren will have this huge facility to basically fund whatever infrastructure they may need 25, 30, 50 years from now. We can't even envision what type of society they'll have to build around them 50 years out. But we can certainly provide them the resources to build exactly what they need. That's what this proposal is to build capacity for future generations and put our money to work in a smarter way within our state right now. So I hope you follow that bill. That bill number is, it's called Creating the Washington Investment Trust, Senate Bill 5464. But follow the link to find out more about the bill. At any rate, so thanks for watching this. I hope to do this every other week thereabouts to keep you up to speed on what's going on. Hopefully the next time I report to you, we'll have a lot of bills to talk about that we've already taken action on. So again, I'm Bob Hasegawa, your state senator, and for the 11th District, thanks for watching.